as a 2 years old, 3 years old, something like this. I don't have any memories, but a good one is me putting Chopin. Don't know how I did it because there was no mobiles, but obviously I had Chopin Concerto number 2, or 1 actually, and I was imagining dancing it from, waking up and dancing it. So it's something that was from very young age.
That's so beautiful. Yeah, I love how usually people who are creatives, they tend to start early on because their soul is already kind of open to receiving, open to expressing.
So towards the end of the interview, he said, Richard, do you mind if we pray on the radio? And I had never been asked that before or since. And this emotion came over me. And normally you would never find a pad of paper anywhere in the truck, but there was a pad of paper between me and my wife. And normally you would never be able to find a pencil or a pen, but there was a pencil on the dashboard. So I grabbed the pencil, I should say, and I'm steering the truck with my left leg, and I got the phone to my left ear, and I'm trying to write. This just came to me all at once. This song did, and my wife looked over, all big-eyed, and she grabbed the pad of paper and the pencil, and she started writing down what she heard me say during the conversation. Ultimately, the conversation is how the phone call, or is how the Pray on the Radio song came to be, just from an inspirational conversation with a radio disc jockey.
Every week, have coffee with someone, get to know them. What was their path and what did they learn along the way? And for me, it was always older people that were more experienced and successful than I was. And I like to surround myself with people that have done very well for themselves in life, both personally and professionally. And I would always love to study them and ask them a lot of questions like, how did you achieve success? What is success to you, right? What are some things I can do to kind of move in that direction, right? And so I always really gravitated towards, people that were older than me, that were successful in business. And I took sort of the time to reach out to them and ask them if they'd be open to do what I just described. So my advice would be spend time networking, building up your network, put the effort in, and also just be patient with your career.
Do you have a lot of writer's block ever, or it just comes naturally to you, just writing?
Absolutely. Yeah. There are times where I just, I'll have like a break or something. I'll go on vacation and I open my laptop or my notebook and I'm like, I don't really know what to write about. But one thing that's been helping me lately, and I know some people, feel conflicted about this, is kind of using AI prompts and just kind of asking ChatGPT or Claude saying, hey, I'm not really feeling the vibe right now. I kind of need something to help me write about. So when they give me a prompt, I'm like, you know what? Yeah. And then I'll start writing. And then next thing you know, I got my mojo going and I'm writing and I'm there's a lot of things that I didn't know that I needed to say.
And I think we start to internalize that. And once we internalize something deeply enough, it becomes a belief system. And so if my belief system is that I don't deserve good things, when something good it starts to happen, I really don't trust it very much. In the book, Amelia, the lead character, talks about, she feels like when something good is happening, she always feels like, when is the other shoe gonna drop? And she has a friend who says to her, and this is something somebody actually said to me in my own recovery, they said, if you want shoes to stop dropping, quit throwing them in the air. And that speaks a lot to that self-sabotage and, telling ourselves, I deserve good things. Everyone needs, because I don't have to earn that. I'm a human being and I deserve good things, and so does everyone else.
So safe is being safe at home. So that means where respect is constantly, it's the foundation. It's the foundation of everything. And that will, like I said, then your brain, your existence has room to do what it is that you want to do. To think about, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a dancer, I want to study medicine, I want to be a writer, but you can't do any of that if you're not safe at home, if you're not, so that is really important. And you could be a family of one, or you could be a family of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people. but respect is the key ingredient to happiness in my eyes.
I knew that I wanted to start an online practice so I could go anywhere and start to reach people from all over the world. I started my own practice, and that allowed me to specialize in pregnancy nutrition. And at that point, I dove deeper into my specialization with trainings and developed comprehensive programs that are able to address the unique nutritional needs of women during this critical time.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And when it comes to, like, for example, for new parents who recently have children, what are some things that they should focus on to maintain kind of like the nourishment between the couple? Is that also kind of considered as part of your